Alright. Just gotta angle this up just a little bit. Excuse me. That's one way to start a stream. Okay, so everything's all situated. All the promotional posts have been put out. Hey everyone, it's Steven from Toastamac, and welcome to the first live stream of ours of 2024. Yeah, God, that was such a terrible intro. You know, the sucks is that, like, when you're doing it live, you just gotta go with it, but when I do recordings, I could just, run it back and just do the intro again, But anyway, hope you all are having a great couple of weeks so far. I originally meant to stream last week, but I was just drop dead exhausted. Like, it was very busy at work. Burp. It was really busy at work. I was like really exhausted by the end of the day. But, I just figured, I gotta get a stream done at least once this month, Now, in terms of our starting time, 6:30, that is because when I ran the surveys, both on the here and also the Facebook groups, I had 3 choices: 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. And once again, we had a tie. Great. That means the choice ultimately fell to me. So I decided to meet everybody in the middle and go for 6:30 instead. Now we're doing Saturdays, as you may have noticed, instead of Fridays, because I want to see if this will have better results in terms getting people to watch this live. Don't get me wrong, if people watch these streams later, that's great, but these streams are usually best when people actually show up to the live stream, So, God, I feel like something was irritating my throat all day today. So, welcome to the live stream. It's basically going to be just a chill live stream. We don't really have much of a topic to discuss per se. Oh, that reminds me. I do have something to show you, though. So, this is basically, you can just ask me whatever you want, if you got any random questions about, either autism or maybe something else entirely, maybe something about my content creating, anything really. So, aside from that, I'm just going to talk about a couple other things that are going on. And, so here is, just got to be careful with this, really careful. So, here's something I want to show you guys. As many of you know, last year I started being a voice actor for the fan-made project Star Fox Event Horizon. It's still ongoing, a lot of fun, and I've met some really good friends there too. So, I'm hoping that, even after all the voice acting on this project's done, that we could still be friends and still hang out live and stuff. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, Because, with a lot of the voice acting stuff, at least from what I've seen, it's not just strictly business. There are many voice actors that are friends with each other, It's one of the appeals to it, if you will, friends in the same creative industry, if you will. So, one of the people in the project, Jero, who voices Falco Lombardi in the Star Fox Event Horizon games, also does a lot of 3D printing from, Star Fox, I think even some Destiny stuff he did. And he actually sent me a couple things as a gift. So, here's the first one. Here we are. So, this is a 3D print of Fox McCloud from Star Fox Assault. And, this platform here, he actually made that from scratch too. So, I'm just going to move it a little here because I really don't want to drop this. So, he really did such an amazing job with this, There we go. And, just looking at, I really like the green color and also, the different shapes on here. It kind of reminds me of the Fighting Polygon team from the Super Smash Brothers games. It's like when I look at this, it kind of reminds me of Fighting Polygon team. So, that's one thing. So originally with these 3D prints, he actually has them for sale. Shoot, I really should put a link to that. Let me see if I can find it on, I think he has it on Twitter. There we go. Because if I'm able to, I really want to, give you guys the the link to like the site on which you can buy these 3D models of your own, There we go. Where is that it? Because if you're able to, if I can find it, he does Fox, Peppy, Slippy, Fox, Peppy, Slippy, and Falco. God, I almost forgot about Falco. What is wrong with me? So those are some of the 3D models he does. And there's one other one that I will show you in a bit, provided I can find the link to the 3D model store, because I really recommend it. It's really amazing stuff. Where is it? Oh, well. If I find it, then if I find it later on, then what I'll do is I'll do a community post, and then from there I'll go ahead and, post a link to it. Now, this other model is actually a first that he did recently, and it's one of the models he never did before, and it's Rob. If you don't know who Rob is, how dare you? Rob is actually one of the characters in the Star Fox series. He's the robot that runs the Great Fox, the big carrier ship that all the R-Wings come out from. That's him. So this is actually a first time that Jero actually made a Rob figure. Now, the one thing is that I really got to be careful with this one, because one of the feet is a little bit higher than the other, and what happens with that is there's kind of an imbalance. Like, it can still stand up on its own, but I got to be very careful with it, So, like, and the way these hexagon platforms are made is that if you have multiple of these 3D figures, you can have them all together like this. So if I ever find that link again, I will post it in the community post, so keep an eye out for that, so that way you can get some of these models for yourself. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and put them back. There we go. Okay. Okay, and now I'm back. So let's talk about the Mediterranean diet for a little bit. I kind of fell off a little bit during the holidays, but that was kind of to be expected. But thankfully, due to the habits that I made during the Mediterranean diet, the weight gain was basically negligible. Like, I was able to get rid of it the next week. So now, not only am I back on track for losing weight again, now that we've gotten past the holiday hurdles, as I like to call it, there is nothing that should be stopping me from losing weight and getting to my weight goal of 170. 170, not 270, 170. So that is my goal, and I'm getting really close to the halfway point. My lowest right now is 205, which is good. So that means about 6 pounds to go, and I'll be under 200. The first time I could say that in years, let me tell you. So there were, however, a couple changes I made to the Mediterranean diet meals in terms of like the sandwich. Originally, I did Killer Dave's bread. I did guacamole with no preservatives. Then like black pepper turkey and cottage cheese. Now, there were a couple problems with this sandwich that I noticed. Number one was the cottage cheese. While it can be good for you, oh hey SM, how's it going? How's your week going? So what the cottage cheese, while it is healthy for you, is also overbearing. Like, I was tasting more of the cottage cheese than I did the rest of the sandwich, so that was bad. The other thing was that when my older brother came by for Christmas, because he actually lives somewhere else now, we were comparing notes about like exercises and stuff. But when he was looking through the nutritional facts and ingredients for Dave's Killer's bread, he noticed that cane sugar was in the bread. For those who don't know, that's bad. You want to take out as much of the preservatives and sugar as possible, because those are going to be some of the bigger obstacles in terms of like losing weight and, you know, helping your body be better, you know. So what he actually recommended instead was he actually recommended sourdough bread. And the reason being is that, well, ideally if you could find sourdough bread without preservatives, or if you go to like a bakery that makes fresh bread, that's also very good. The reason for sourdough bread in particular is because sourdough bread is naturally sweet without any added sugar in them. So that's what I did for this week. I switched over to the sourdough bread instead. And instead of using the black pepper turkey, I'm actually doing chicken instead, buffalo style chicken. Because chicken is one of those meats that's highly emphasized in the Mediterranean diet due to the nutrients, you know. So I still do the guacamole, I still do the lettuce, now I do the chicken, and instead of cottage cheese, I actually used sliced mozzarella cheese, because mozzarella cheese is one of the good cheeses to have on the Mediterranean diet. Like, ideally you want to stay away from like the yellow cheeses for the Mediterranean diet. So mozzarella is okay. So that's what I've been doing for the week. And I have to say, I actually like this sandwich setup a lot better, because, you know, like, I felt like while I was eating that black peppered turkey sandwich, I still kind of felt like it was a diet sandwich. I wasn't really enjoying it. But this one, I actually enjoyed. And that's really important in terms of like making these changes when it comes to like a diet. Because here's the problem. The first time I was on a diet, and I know I mentioned this before, the first time I was on a diet, I knew I was on a diet. Like, I knew like the trays I was eating, like the broccoli and the chicken. I knew it was a diet. Like, it wasn't really going to be a permanent thing. It wasn't really something I was going to do the rest of my life. So, and that was a problem, because once I got to the weight goal I had previously, then I just stopped. I just immediately went back to the foods I ate before. But what I'm doing right now is not a temporary thing. This is a permanent thing. So this is not just a temporary diet. This is a lifestyle change. So it's important, you know, to change up your diet so that it's healthier, but at the same time, it's stuff you're willing to eat, you know. Because, like, if you have this mentality, like, I'm only eating this for the diet, then you're not going to stick with it. But if you choose meals that, you know, taste good and you really enjoy, that's really going to help you even more, you know. So I switch up between this sandwich and the peanut butter on pita bread, whole wheat, mind you. Peanut butter on whole wheat pita bread sandwiches. I do those sometimes because peanut butter is also good for you on the Mediterranean diet. So I'm getting the diet thing together. And of course, I have that one cheat day a week. I try to do as little sweets as possible, but I always try to make room for sushi, because sushi, you can get a lot of nutrients there, like crab meat, tuna, and salmon, you know, stuff like that, you know. So those are the things I'm doing with the diet. That's going really good so far, happy to say. and also ravioli. I love ravioli. Now, the diet is not the only thing I've been doing. I've actually been doing exercises that my older brother has been showing me, And there's this website called CaliMove.com where it goes over not only mobility exercises but also strength exercises, beginner, advanced, and expert and stuff like that, And at first when he was showing me this, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty overwhelmed because he was showing this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. I'm like, dude, this is overwhelming. Make it stop. And I wasn't really sure how committed I was going to be to this, But when you actually look through the Cali Move website in terms of how it breaks down the different exercises and whatnot, and mind you, this is not the typical push-ups and sit-ups thing. I will show you a few of them in a bit. So, the thing is, with these exercises I'm learning, I'm using muscles that I haven't been using on the regular in order to strengthen them up and make sure I don't have those muscle spasms again and don't have to do any more trips to the ER. Because let me tell you, trips to the ER are not cheap. I'm still paying off the first visit, mind you. And then I got the other bill for this most recent ER, So all of this is to make sure I don't have to go to the ER again. Oh, SM says you could try recording your progress and records in a journal. That is a good point, and I think my older brother Daniel actually does that too. He actually writes down, he actually prints out the workout schedule and writes down how much progress is made, And, I haven't really been doing that per se. I kept it all in here, but, I may take your advice, in a couple weeks when I'm adding the strength training into it. I might take notes and, see what happens. And I'm on, let's see, the prep week's already done because there's 6 weeks of prep work, if I remember correctly, where you're trying to get used to the exercises. Then the first 6 weeks of the mobility exercises when you put them all together. You take everything you learned, and then, just getting the workout. Now, some things I've noticed is that because I worked out the muscles, I can feel like I'm able to move around and reach around more than I could before. Here, let me give you an example. One of my favorite exercises to do is the Jefferson curl. So basically, what you do is you kind of curl down your skull, curl down your head, and you're kind of reaching towards the ground right here, slowly bending your spine, keeping your legs straight. Do not bend the legs. Do not bend your knees. So you're reaching down, and then you slowly come upwards. What you're doing is that you're working out the muscles in the back, but you're also working out the muscles on the back of your legs because you're keeping them straight. Now, let me give you some perspective. Before I did the Jefferson curls, before I did the mobility exercises, the most I could reach was right here. About halfway, a little past the knees. But in the weeks I've been doing this, not only am I able to reach all the way down to my toes, I'm actually able to put all 5 fingers on the floor. All that without bending the knees. So that's a massive improvement. And that's only one example, There are a couple other ones. Here, let me show you. There is another exercise called, I believe it's called dislocating shoulders. And don't worry, it doesn't sound as bad as you think. Let me get this out of the way. So, I'm going to try to show it to you as best I can. There we go. So, what you do is, put that out of the way. You take a broomstick or a long stick, going a little closer, and what you do is you go up like this, and what you do is you are keeping your body straight and bringing it back like this. So what you're doing is you are working out the muscles around your upper chest area, where near your arms. You're also working out your shoulders and your back as well. And then you slowly come back up like that. You might want to get a better mic. Yeah, like I've actually invested in another mic that's like in the audio booth, and unfortunately I cannot bring that other mic out of the audio booth because A, it's strictly for voiceovers, and B, it has that a big God, what do you call it? A big audio cover around it that's supposed to like absorb vibrations. And unfortunately, if I were to bring it in here, you wouldn't even see my face. So that's a problem. So maybe I'll invest in a better mini mic, like maybe a better version of this later on. I just got to put the money aside for it, you know. But those are just a couple examples of the exercises I've been doing. And, you know, these exercises, mind you, the whole session only lasts me around like 8 to 10 minutes, you know. So it's not like doing push-ups and sit-ups until you drop dead exhausted. The Cali Move website has a full spreadsheet of like what workouts to do and how many times to do them, you know. So it takes about 8 to 10 minutes for me, but within those 8 to 10 minutes, I am able to work out more muscles in my body than I even thought of. Like, that I even thought it was possible to work, you know? I felt muscles and strands of muscles in my back that I didn't even know existed there. And the exciting part of this is that, the exciting part of all this is that it is strengthening my muscles, especially around the lower back, which is great because that's where I had the sciatica nerve issues. Of course, I also went to chiropractor to get that looked at, you know. I highly recommend going to chiropractor at some point. Really great for you. Which is great because that means I'm not dealing with the sciatica nerves anymore. Now, mind you, it's not all perfect, you know. I've actually been feeling pain throughout my back sometimes. And I've been asking Daniel about this because, you know, when I felt that pain, I was worried like, oh no, is it not working? Am I going to have to go to the ER again? But what my older brother said and what the chiropractor confirmed is that the reason that my muscles are aching during these throughout these exercises, like I'll feel great during a night of exercise, but like the next morning I'll feel achy as heck. The reason for that is because you're using muscles that you haven't been using before. They haven't really got like really much of a workout. It's kind of like if you're going to sleep and then all of a sudden some jerk throws a bucket of ice water on you. It's like, what was that? That's how your muscles are reacting, you know. It's like, wait a minute, I haven't been doing this before. What's going on here? So the muscles are going to be hurting at first, and that's something to keep in mind when you're first getting started with these exercises and, you know, like keeping up with them, is that throughout the first few weeks, they're going to hurt because you haven't been using them. But the more you exercise, the more you stay consistent with your schedule, the stronger your muscles are going to get and the less aches you're going to have later on. But that's only going to happen if you stay committed. As that old saying goes, no pain, no gain. This exercise routine gives that meaning a whole new, meaning. Sharon Starkey says, love my chiropractor. Oh, you go to a chiropractor too? Nice. Is there like a particular one you go to? And what kind of stuff do they do there? Because I know there's like different kinds of things chiropractors can do. Like they can actually help crack the muscle, crack the bones. around your spine, to help with alignment. And they also do those like deep massages, deep presses into the muscles, make sure the muscles are okay, make sure the alignments are good on the muscles too, because that's been really helping me out. And there's also the more recent practices like E-stim, where they send electricity deep into your muscles to kind of massage them. There's also acupuncture, which I haven't done yet, and maybe I don't have to use it, Not sure if I like the idea of multiple needles just poking all the parts of my back. Not really sure how my body's going to react to that. I'm already giving them a workout already, so not sure about that. But yeah, like chiropractors are great. Provided you have medical insurance, or something like that, because I can't imagine it being cheap without it. So, doing all these things, for the ultimate goal of like feeling better, like so I don't have the muscle aches, I don't have the sciatica nerve issues, and I don't have to go to the ER for this stuff again for like muscle relaxatives and anti-inflammatory stuff, like. I'm not looking for like a six-pack to impress the ladies. No. I just want to get down to my desired goal weight and stay there, so I can make sure that I don't have to deal with any of the medical issues I've been dealing with ever again. And mind you, like much like with the Mediterranean diet, this is a lifestyle change. The diet, the exercise, this isn't just a temporary thing you choose to do. If you're choosing to do this to lose weight, build muscle, and be healthy, this is not a temporary thing. And my older brother has been making this very clear to me. You do this for the rest of your life, for as long as you're able to. So, because the problem is, if you do not keep up with this, if you do not be consistent, then the issue becomes you're going to fall back to your old habits, you're going to lose your progress, and you may have to start over again, So in order for this to work, in order for this to be worth it, you have to be committed. I cannot emphasize on that enough. So I don't mean to scare you, because it kind of scared me a little bit, but that's just the reality of it, Sharon Starkey says, I go every week to Freedom Chiropractic. They do education, supplements, and general chiropractic, including specialized exercises. Specialized exercises? Like what? Do they have like a machine, or like are you lifting weights up with like your legs or something? Because like I remember when I went to physical therapy, after the emergency room with the back, there were several exercises where they were like kind of strengthening the muscles and helping me with my balance. I don't have insurance. It is costly. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Like chiropractors can do really good for you, but ideally you want medical insurance unless you have the money to pay for it, That's like a kind of a big let me get the words right. I don't want to say minor detail because it's a major detail, not a minor detail, because with the economy these days, cost is everything. Exercises you do at home depends on the person and their issues. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I've really gotten a hang of the mobility exercises so far. So what I'm going to do is next week, I'm going to look at the videos on how to do the strength training exercises. Now, I'm not going to get started on them right away. There's still a couple more weeks of mobility exercises I want to do first before I add strength training to the mix. Because it's not like, I just stop mobility exercises and do strength training instead. No, you do both. Because the point is, you're supposed to help with the mobility of your muscles and ultimately strengthen your body. Again, this is not just for the sake of getting a six-pack and impressing the ladies. This is about improving your overall health. You want the better health? You want the better body? You got to work for it. That's all there is to it. Next stretches, wobbler cushion, and other exercises. Okay, cool. So, yeah. So that's going to be one of the main focuses I have. Like, I don't have too many plans for 2024 because, like, with last year, 2023, I didn't have much plans there either. And look at everything that happened, you know? So, I'm going to try not to have too many plans because, like, the more complications you add, the more likely it is to fail. So I put in a few more voice acting submissions. I'm going to see if I can attend another voice acting class or two, you know. Just some things here and there I want to get done by the end of the year. There is one big goal that I want to accomplish before the year ends, but I'm not going to say anything yet. In fact, I will not say anything about this goal until it is complete. Because if I tell you now, well, let's just say it's going to be better off if I hold off until after I complete the goal. Because once I complete this goal and then tell you, it will all make perfect sense. Trust me. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Got a couple of plans for 2024. We'll see how the year goes. And yeah, I think the stream went well. So, let me know what you think. Do you think it's great to have the live streams at 6:30, or do you want them to be later at 7? Because I could do 6:30 or 7 because that will actually give me more time, you know, to get home from work and chill a little bit, you know, before I actually do these streams, you know. And I'm not to say that the streams themselves are exhausting. Not at all. It's just everything I have to do before the stream that can be exhausting. Like at work, I had to, like, go to work at, like, negative degrees. You know, that's not fun. And thankfully, they had the doors closed, especially where my register was at. So having that definitely helped out. I'm not looking forward to next Monday, though, because next Monday it's going to be like negative 10 degrees in the morning. There's going to be chills. There's going to be wind. It's like a recipe for disaster. You know, so like, ugh. But hey, you know, it's Colorado. Got to deal with the cold weather, right? You want it to be 7 p.m.? All right, I'll think about it. So, tell you what. Next week, I will do the live stream at 7 p.m. and, you know, see where it goes from there. Maybe we can get some more people. And if you want to invite other people to come watch the live stream, by all means, do so. There's only so much promoting I can do on my end. So if you think you know some people that will enjoy these live streams, well, bring them on over. The more the merrier, you know. So, on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream right here. So, thank you very much for watching this live, or if you're watching this afterwards, either way. If you enjoy what you see, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Toastamac. We're still on the break month. Like, there's not going to be new autism videos in January. So, what we're going to be aiming for is the next autism video will be February 9th. So, February 9th is going to be the next autism video. Have fun, Steve. Thank you. SM, after the stream, I need to message you about something. It's not anything serious. It's just a little fun thing I discovered. Just want to let you know about. What was I going to say? Yes. Now, in terms of, like, the next autism video, I'm actually going to do another survey, another poll, if you will. Because I'm kind of stuck between 3 different ideas. And the 3 different ideas for the next autism video are a revisit to autism and anxiety, because, like, you know, there may be some more information that I can use to update that video. Idea number 2 is the difference between autistic traits and actually autistic, because I'm sure some of you have heard people say, oh, aren't we all a little autistic? No, that's not how it works. So, that's one topic I want to cover, about the difference between autistic traits and like actually autistic, because those little details change everything. And the third idea I have is going over the ups and downs of self-diagnosis and getting an actual diagnosis. Because believe it or not, I've actually known some people who self-diagnose themselves as autistic. And I never really understood why. I thought you'd had to get the actual diagnosis. So I'm thinking about doing some research on that and giving the ups and downs on, like, choosing one or the other. But again, it's not my place to tell you how to live your life. Maybe you want one over the other. I'm just giving the ups and downs. So keep an eye out. You mean half of Twitter? Oh, I don't even use Twitter anymore. Like if I do have a Twitter account, it would only be to look at a couple things, and that's it. So aside from that, I don't really look at Twitter anymore, or X as they're calling it. From what I understand, things aren't going pretty good over there. And I'm not just talking about like the arguments about autism there either. I'm talking about like the social media site itself. Self-diagnosis. Okay. But yeah, it's an interesting topic I want to look into. I'm going to do some research and then make a video about it at some point. So come back next week. Next week at 7 p.m. And I want to talk to you about some of these ideas. And I'm going to announce the theme for the month of April. Because if you watch Toastamac for a while, you know that the month of April is all about trying new things. So be sure you come around for that, because I want your opinion on these ideas as well. So that's going to be it for real this time. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps us out. Plus, it gets you another inspiring autism story. I took a look at the video I did on Billy West. It's getting close to 200 views. So I know you want it. I know you enjoy it. But you gotta help me out here. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, as always. And until the next stream, see you later.